is First Step.
Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Kevin, and with me, as always, are you ready for
Give
it?
it to me. Give it to me.
Are you ready for it?
What you got today?
I'm gonna say the only guy that has been mistaken for an escaped ape, Javi.
It was my brother.
No, this one was you. This one is you. Your brother's too pretty to be considered an ape. Come on, get out of here.
He's hairier though.
He is hairy. Amazingly, he is hairier,
Somehow.
which is impressive.
Somehow.
How you doing, buddy?
How you
How's
doing
everything?
today,
I'm good,
doing
man. Mother's
great.
Day weekend was freaking nice. I took a break from everything. She got to watch some basketball for her Mother's Day. But no, it was really nice, man. We got to spend time with her and the kid, and it was beautiful. How was yours?
It was good, man. It was a rat race. I feel like Mother's Day and Father's Day aren't real holidays like for the actual mothers and fathers.
Because
They're
you're
just
working.
running- Yeah, we're just running around doing obligations. You gotta go
Yeah.
see your mother-in-law, gotta go see your mom, gotta go see your father-in-law, gotta see your dad. Like it's never really just like, let's be honest, what do we all want to do for Mother's Day? Like I just want to go play golf and be left alone on Father's Day,
Exactly.
let's be
Just
honest,
leave me
you
alone.
know?
No one talk to
Like
me.
my wife would love just to go be left alone, go to a spa or just go to a hotel room and just leave me alone for a day.
I know. There's this
let's
whole
do
thing,
that.
right? Who is Mother's Day for? Is it for like the mothers that are like going through it, like they just got a kid and their kid's 5 years old, 10 years old, whatever?
It's for Hallmark.
Yeah. Or is it for like mothers that like have already raised their children? Like, because imagine like you have your wife and your kid's mother, and then you have your mother-in-law. Like, do you have to do all those mothers? When does it stop?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Either way, it's beautiful. I love it. I don't.
yeah,
I'm
it's
not
a great
complaining.
day, but yeah, other than that, it was a great week. And look, we said it last week. We are in the prime of, at least for me, the sports season.
We are in the thick of it, buddy.
But I feel like everybody just throws everything around the same time of year because nobody wants to compete against football because we're all just football junkies during
And
football
we're just
season.
like drowning in other sports.
So we're just drowning in all these other sports. We got a major championship this week. Tons of storylines there.
Tons
You
of
got the
storyline.
You got the NBA and the NHL playoffs, which full force, which crazy to think about, Kev. We're only halfway through the playoffs. We're barely halfway through the
Are we?
playoffs. Think about it.
Oh
We're
my
halfway through the
gosh.
second round. We're only halfway through round two.
I know, dude. It's starting
We
to
still have
feel.
the rest of round two, which looks like in both NBA and NHL, we're getting game sevens.
It's gonna be phenomenal.
And then we get the Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals, and then we get the finals.
I'm
Like,
super excited. I think it's been a great playoffs on both NBA and NHL. A lot of good stories. A lot of good teams are playing and competing against each other. I say we go ahead and we dive straight in into talk some puck. Let's talk about our boys, dude. Let's talk about the Ice Cats.
The Ice Cats, the sad state of affairs in Boston.
Dude, Boston. Could we talk about Boston?
You want to know what I'm
fans?
drinking? You want to know what I'm drinking right now?
The tears of Boston's.
Boston tears.
Dude, that game was a phenomenal watch. Great watch. How do we feel about the little shot at our boy, Marchand?
Look,
It was a little,
think.
a little chippy.
Look, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Like Bennett got away with one there. That was
did. He
I saw his
absolutely
interview. He said, I wasn't trying. I didn't have enough time to think about that sucker punch him. Whatever, dude, you got him.
Papa,
right?
you had time.
That was a veteran playoff move. What a play. Just look, it's playoff hockey. He's always been a guy. He plays on that line. Toes the line, being a dirty player. He's a mean player. And in playoff hockey, you're going to have plays like that. He
And
got
listen,
away with one.
If it was against anybody else, I'd be like, I would kind of feel bad for the guy. But bro, Marchand is as dirty as it gets.
That's the other
Dude.
thing. That's what I'm saying.
He's a scumbag.
Marchand is the scummiest guy. Like you look up the definition of rat in hockey in a dictionary, and it's Marchand. Like that guy is always doing antics like this.
Yeah.
It was game 2 or whatever when he got into a Montour. Montour was mocking him for the lick, doing that.
Yeah.
Because of the time where Montour licked the dude and the guy from Toronto, like way back then. It was 2014 or something like that.
God, has it been that long? Jeez.
Yeah, it has. It's been a while. Somebody brought that up, and I didn't realize that it had been that long.
Panthers are playing lights out game 1. They look like this was going to be a tough 7-game series. But since then, bro, they've just been playing lights out. Everyone's getting shots on goal.
Look, let's talk about it here because you're hearing all. I was just talking about the Boston Tears. I said that because all you've heard for the last 3 games is complaints from Boston and how they're the calls. Dude, get over it, okay?
Get over.
Like
Build the
this is
bridge, bro.
playoff
You're
hockey.
losing. You're first of all, the second game you
Getting-
got swamped.
You are getting absolutely outplayed. Have there been some questionable calls? Sure, but they're not. That's not what's decided the series. This last game, everyone was complaining about the Bennett call. It was a super controversial. The goal, that was allowed that they reviewed for interference. Like, sure, maybe you could have called interference. I don't think so because I think the only way you can call interference on that, from my understanding, was if Bennett had actually cross-checked him. If you look, it was more of a push.
Okay.
And he pushed him with like the butt end, like his hand, like the butt end. It wasn't like a full on. It wasn't a cross check. But say they were going to disallow it. The only way for them to disallow it would have been for them to go back and call a penalty on Bennett, and they couldn't. It wasn't a penalty worthy play. So that's why the goal ended up standing, and they went in. There was no interference.
I feel like the officiating has been pretty good. That was a tough call to make. That was a tough call they made. It was a game time decision.
I think it was the right call. But my point is that Boston's complaining about that, and like, look, that's not what. Sure, it was a big play, but I don't think that's what's deciding the series. What's deciding the series is you guys getting absolutely pummeled by the Panthers in every facet of the game. You think about it. Chucky is just, this guy is on fire. This guy
great, dude.
We are dominating them so much, like mentally, physically, on the scoreboard. When Kachuk fought Marchand, that was, to me, a chess move. That was
like, this
him
is
playing
us.
chess.
Yeah.
Him playing chess and everyone else playing checkers. Why? Because he's like, we're pounding you. We're going to come out, and then I'm going to come out. I'm going to challenge your star, your captain, to a fight. He answers the bell. I'm going to beat his ass at center ice in front of everybody. And guess what? Since that's happened, what is the only thing you've heard from Boston media and Boston fans talking about?
Yeah.
Revenge.
Yeah.
Revenge. How are you not running, guys? We got to get after Bennett for hurting Marchand. How are you not jumping? They're talking about all the wrong things other than put your fucking head down and go win some hockey games. Score some goals. Get more than 20 shots a game, dude. We had 40 shots.
That's what I'm saying.
They had like 18.
They're not.
You're getting severely outplayed. You had the first period of the last game where you saw them come out. They were up 2-0. You're like, oh shit, here come the Bruins. I remember I was having dinner with my brother-in-law we were at Mother's Day dinner. And he's like, oh, so what do you think the Panthers are how do you think the series plays out? You think, we're down 2-0 now. This is going to turn into a series. I look at him dead in the face. I go, Cats in 5. We're going to win tonight. Watch.
John him in 5, baby.
I kid you not. I texted him when we got home. I was like, told you.
No, the Panthers are playing great, and it's what you're saying too. Like, their defense is shutting these teams down. They're not getting shots. Boston is not getting shots on goal. We stopped. I stopped placing the Bob over on saves just because he doesn't have a chance to get that many saves.
Yeah, after game 2, I stopped doing it because they're just not.
They're just not shooting. So what's the point?
It's always 24 and a half, and they haven't even gotten that. They're not shooting.
They're not even getting those shots. So what's the point? I think we've talked about it all season. Ice Cats are phenomenal. Ice Cats all the way. John them in 5. Next game is tonight.
So by the time this comes out, we might be on to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, chilling, coasting.
Which, good segue into, I guess, our next series.
So the next one, we got Rangers Canes. Man, this has been a better series than I thought it was going to be. Rangers almost looked like they were going to sweep them.
I said 7 games.
You did. But the Rangers were up 3-0. First 3 games, and then Carolina's come back with 2 straight wins. Now they're playing at Carolina today. Today.
No, they played
tomorrow.
Yesterday.
Yeah, so tomorrow.
They played yesterday in New York. And,
they might play Thursday, actually. They might play tonight. So if you guys are listening to this, they play on Thursday. So they'll be playing tonight when you're listening on this. They're playing at Carolina.
Yeah, but I think, look, this has been a good – I picked this series to go 7. I think that I wasn't expecting to see what we saw from the Hurricanes or the Rangers to start this series. The Rangers came out and just jumped them. Even though 2 of those games, I'm pretty sure were overtime.
Yeah,
so
one went to double overtime. The game 2, I think, went into double overtime, and game 3 was a regular overtime. But still,
really, if you look at it, okay, so it's 3-1. But if you look at it, it's been a lot like the Eastern Conference series last year against Florida when the Hurricanes played them, and They got swept, but it was 4-0, but it was very close games.
Right. They're like tight. They're like tight games. But
Overtime games, and then all of a sudden, I had the Rangers. I had picked Carolina in 7, but I'm seeing. I thought I was like, man, I may have gotten this way wrong. I thought Rangers were going to take it in 5. I
yeah,
actually bet. I went against my usual because I've been getting crushed in this series. I'm like, this is over. I may as well try and make a little bit of everything I've lost on this series
hmm
and bet Rangers tonight because they're ending this. And it looked like they were ending it going into the third period. They were leading. I think it was 1-0, but they were winning. And then
yeah.
in the third period, they scored 4 unanswered goals. Carolina out of nowhere. And you did see. I don't know. You probably didn't watch the game. I watched most of the game, especially the third period.
I watched the
And
second period. So when I turned it off, they were up.
yeah, so in the third, I watched most of the third period, and you saw the third period. It wasn't the same Rangers team. They let off. They let their foot off the gas yesterday. I think that
Was there an
came
injury or something? I didn't see that there was any injuries. It was just
no injuries. They just I don't know. They got sloppy, and Carolina's playing for their lives, and there's no let up in playoff hockey. You can't, at
listen.
this point,
I don't know what
you
the
let up
record
for
is
one
in.
second, and look what happened.
Yeah, I
Here
don't
we
know what the
go.
record is in hockey about going down 3-0 on and seeing someone win that out. But Carolina's looking like they're hungry for it. They beat them 4-1 and then 4-3 the night before or the game before. So it looks like they're hungry, they're scoring, they're not letting up on the goalie. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. I'm leaning towards the Canes again. I know the Rangers came in hot, but I'm leaning towards the Canes. I think they're playing really well. I say maybe if they win 2 in a row, dude, that's
Yeah, I
incredible.
mean now it gets interesting. This was a big game for I think for the
Yeah.
Rangers. They really needed to win this game 5. Like the Panthers coming up tonight. I know when this comes out, we'll know how it goes. But my point in saying these game 5s when you're up 3-1, it's an important game for the
Yeah.
team that's not facing elimination to close out. You hear athletes talk about all the time. The hardest game to win in a playoff series is the closeout game because you have this other team that's playing for their lives. The pressure's all on you.
Yeah, they're playing all the minutes. They're putting all their best guys playing a long time. You know, the time on ice is probably a
Yeah.
lot longer than they're used to.
So you're seeing it, and now all of a sudden the Rangers, who looked real comfortable, they looked like you were going to cruise to a
hmm
5 game series. All of a sudden, you lose game 5. Now you're going. You have to go. You're not playing on your home ice anymore. You
Yeah,
got
you're
to
playing
go
at
back.
Carolina.
You got to go back to Carolina. Not the easiest place to play, even though you've already won there. But you're going now against a Carolina team that's looks like they're finding their form again. They're playing for their lives. This team is not going to go down without a fight. We've seen that now. And careful because you win game 6. If Carolina wins game 6, then like we
It's a
all
one
know
game.
we all know how it goes with game 7.
Yeah.
All bets are off. Anything can happen in a game 7. So
And hockey is
I
one of those teams. The hot. It's very much like a hot and cold team. Like the hot team usually wins, right? And
Brutal,
momentum plays a big game. Now, granted, it's
and
winning 4
it
games in a row is
seems like
tough.
it's shifting. It
Yeah,
seems like it's shifting to Carolina, but we'll see. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm going to stick with my prediction of Carolina in 7. I would think it would be wild to see the Rangers blow this. But for the Panthers' sake, I almost rather play New York than Carolina.
I would rather play New York. I think the Rangers would be a lot more fun, at least.
Even though Carolina has been playing the worst hockey of the two, or even of all the teams out. I don't know. Boston's been playing pretty crappy in the East this series also. But out of those two teams, Carolina has. They went through a stretch there. Remember, they almost blew the lead in the first round. They
Right.
were up like 3-0 or something, and then
That's right.
that series got dicey.
hmm
And then here, they started off. They lost the first 3 games. They were down 3-1 in that series pretty quick.
Yeah, I think
So they haven't won a lot of games,
I'm
but they've won the
convinced
last
that
two.
the Carolina could put up a fight. I do, however, I think at the end of the day, I do think it might be Rangers, just because it is going to be tough to beat any team four games in a row is tricky. So my heart is with Carolina, but I think my head's going with the Rangers. We'll see,
Also,
man.
I saw a stat that was interesting. It said that not a stat, but actually it was one of the TNT guys on NHL talking about it. So I'm going to take it as an informed statistic. But Carolina 5-on-5 has apparently dominated the Rangers the entire series. They've been much better against the Rangers playing 5-on-5. The problem is those first 3 games,
A lot of
the
penalties.
the Rangers took a super they took a huge advantage. on the power play. They were super good on it, and the Hurricanes just were getting too many penalties. The last couple games, they've tightened up, cleaned it up, and playing more 5-on-5 hockey. And you've seen it. You've seen Carolina just that's what they do, though. They just wear you out playing 5-on-5, avoid the mistakes, avoid the penalties, and that's what they do. So
Yeah, we'll see. Now,
I think it's gonna be a good game.
I'm sure the Rangers are going to adjust here and get Carolina play more aggressively, and that's where you get those penalties.
So
We'll see.
are we on the opposite side of that one also? Because I know we're
Uh,
on the opposite side of the NBA, the Mavs Thunder series. Are we
so
on the
we're on
side
opposite side. We're opposite sides of that one. Yeah, I think the Rangers take it in 7.
All right, I'm going Carolina in 7. I think they pull off the comeback.
All right. Hey,
Just for
listen.
fun. That's what I said at the beginning of the series. I'm going to stick with it.
All right, that's fine. Let's jump into Stars Avalanche. This one's also been
This is the surprise. This is the surprise of the
right
for me, not for the NHL because I
No, but we said
knew how good Dallas was. But
yeah, we said last week or maybe even a week before, Avalanche has the Stars, right? Like that's the team that they have McKinnon, Makar. What's the other guy's name? Rantanen, right?
yeah,
Rantanen, and I don't know how to say his name. Rantanen, and they have a lot of stars on their team, but man, they just can't get a freaking win here. Dallas has been unstoppable, dude. They got the first win in OT, right? Avs got the first win in OT, and then all of a sudden they see them down 3-1 with what they got one goal.
And remember that first win was they were down 3-0 or something, and they
dude,
back to win 4-3. They scored like 4 straight goals.
This is super surprising.
I was not expecting this. I thought I was with you. I thought the Avalanche were going to come out and just their speed, the tempo, the star power, the offense. They were going to wear down this Stars team that they've been playing with 5 defensemen. We know they're a deep team. We know they're physical. I didn't know if their offense could keep up, but man, let's talk about this Wyatt Johnson guy,
dude.
What a stud. Dude, he's like 20. He's like 19, 20 years old.
He's super young.
2 goals. He scored the first 2 goals yesterday, and one of them was shorthanded. Like the guy is turning into a bona fide superstar.
Yeah,
that guy
he's a star on the Stars.
Awesome. He is awesome. He's been
awesome.
so good.
He's been a lot of fun to watch.
But this Stars team, they look tough.
They look scary, man.
Their version of the Panthers, they are the worst, in my opinion. They're the worst. I still think we are the best overall team in the NHL. I think we are a matchup problem for everyone else in the league. But if you look at the teams on the West, say the Panthers make it to the finals, which they are, and they're playing against one of these teams, Dallas, I think, is the toughest matchup.
The scariest matchup for the Panthers.
Style of play. I think they can play this tough, mean style hockey, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. They've got depth.
I'm not sure if they'll have the offense to keep up. We're going to look at similar things. Big defenders on the back end that can skate well. 2 great goalies. They wear you down. They come at you in waves. They're deep. It's line after not line. I do think the Panthers still have more firepower. We just have so many forwards, and like the forward depth is so strong, and we've been pretty healthy on the back end that I think we won't. I think we can still do it, but I do know that the Stars. I remember a couple times playing the Stars in the regular season, and they worked us.
Yeah, no, it was tough.
Different Panthers team, but I think we would dominate Colorado or say like Edmonton in the Stanley Cup Finals. I think
Do you think Dallas gets through, finishes it off tomorrow, or do you think they lose one more?
Man,
they're playing at Dallas.
I know that. I thought this series was going to go deeper. I was not expecting what happened with Colorado to happen at home, and they lose both games like that.
Yeah, I see them they're dominating Colorado like we're dominating the Bruins, right? It's hard to see them losing a game. I'm not saying it's impossible, but
they're so good defensively. They've got what's happened in the last 2 games is Dallas has jumped out to a big lead or to a quick lead, and then once they jump out to a lead,
they shut you down.
Yeah, they can just they clog up the middle of the ice. They start playing defense.
Yeah, they sit back and then they're just beating you down.
Those big defenders, because they don't really, and they jumped out to these like 2-0, 3-0 leads. At that point, like you could just play defense and take away the middle of the ice and the offensive zone and clog up the neutral zone, and that's it. You're stopping all the speed and skill that the Avalanche have
Hmm.
with these
Hmm.
guys like McCarr and McKinnon and all that, and just not letting them get loose, which we've seen.
Yeah, which they need, which they're struggling to get out there, and the Avalanche need to make changes to get them in open spaces, and they're not. They're just not.
I like how it feels like we break down the other series more than we break down the Panthers because we're just like, dude, the Panthers are bombing everybody. Like,
Gives a
fuck it.
who gives a
We're
shit who we're
smoking.
playing, dude?
We're
We're gonna about to
pounding them,
whip
baby. Don't
out,
worry about it. Like,
dude. It doesn't matter, dude. We could be down 3-0, and I'm like, nah, we're fine.
our homer cockiness is through the roof with the Panthers. We're barely doing like game breakdowns like we are.
Why would we, dude? It's like, oh, they're outplaying them.
The defense, they're clogging up the ice. All this stuff. Panthers like, dude, we're just spanking them.
We're just smoking these fucking
We're
losers.
smoking them. Yeah,
Dude.
Chucky will punch him in the face. It's good.
It's fine, dude. Let's go to Vancouver and Edmonton. The series is a little tight. Not too bad. I'm not really scared for Edmonton by any means. Vancouver's playing well. I think Edmonton is in no, like, they shouldn't be that worried. They're down 2-1.
I think it's a good series. I think that I'm surprised. I had at Edmonton. I thought
Edmonton was going to smoke these guys. Don't get me wrong.
I didn't think smoke them. I knew it was going to be because Vancouver was really good all year. Like, this is their year. Like, they're going all in for a cup run here. They just didn't look that good to start the playoffs. But this series, like, you're starting to see that that Vancouver team that we saw throughout the regular season. That you're just like, man, this team they got those big defenders. Like, they're playing well. They're physical. They're a good team. Now, I don't know if that's a product of Edmonton and I haven't been able to see as much of these games because they're so freaking
They're so late. Yeah, they're so late for us.
They start at 10. I do have a young kid, so I am up in the random times of the night. So I have caught some third periods. And I usually watch like the first period and a half, and then I knock out at best. I watch like a period and a half, and then I'm done. And then, like, maybe if I wake up and I'm going to the bathroom, I'll check the score.
I think the good thing about this series is both teams are scoring, right? Like, it's not like a low scoring. You don't see anything 2-1 or anything like that. Both teams are scoring. Edmonton has the talent. You see it there. Both, I think every game has been decided by less than one goal. Or, sorry, by no more than one goal.
That first line, they put all, and I know they changed up their lines, and they put all the stars. They put McDavid, Draisaitl, Ekholm, all these guys on the same line.
Yeah.
So that first line is dominating.
But it's almost like too heavy up front.
Draisaitl and McDavid had the same amount of points in the playoffs so far that the Toronto Maple Leafs entire team had.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like,
that's a sad
stat. 30 something. Yeah, it's like 30 something points.
That's a sad stat.
But the Edmonton's top six, the first two lines, have been great. The problem with Edmonton against Vancouver, which we talked about it, you needed some playoff hockey, is the bottom six guys. They have been trash.
Yeah.
In comparison. Like, they've been getting bombed by Vancouver.
Yeah.
And you saw it with all these other teams. Their bottom, like all these other teams that are making good runs, like the Panthers, we just said their fourth line coming up huge.
Stars.
Coming up huge. Stars. They're running 4 deep. They're choking the Avalanche. Like, these good, what's that saying? Your top six get you into the playoffs, your bottom six win you a Stanley Cup.
Oh, sure. It's like in football. Defense wins playoffs.
Yeah, like that theory. You know what I mean? Your offense will get you there, your defense is going to win it for you.
Right. It's true. It's true.
The
I think either of these teams are really going to struggle against a Dallas team that's playing like it is right now.
I think Vancouver has a matchup. I do think right now that I'm with you, man. I think this is Dallas.
I would love to see Vancouver in the Stanley Cup against the Panthers, and then we take them down in 5. I think that would be a lot of fun to watch, and I think it'd be good for Canada to give them hope.
Yeah. How much would that traveling suck, though?
Oh, so much, dude.
Fort Lauderdale to Vancouver or Edmonton.
Oh, God.
Woo, buddy.
I hope they put like an extra day in between. That's going to destroy players.
How are those games going to work when you play in Vancouver? We're going to have like 10 o'clock game. Like, we're going to have like 4 o'clock puck drop in Vancouver. So we can get like prime time in the U.S.
I don't know what the time difference is. Is it something like that? Is it like 6 hours?
Yeah,
no.
dude. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a huge time jump. It's West Canada.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
West Canada is West Coast time.
Dude, that sucks.
I'm actually looking. What is the time difference? Here we go. Edmonton. Or let's do Vancouver. Yeah, it's 10:26 a.m. in Vancouver.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's West Coast time, so it's a three hour. It's a 3 hour
I
difference.
guess that's not bad. If it starts at 10 here, it's 7 there. Right?
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Are we gonna? They're not gonna start. They're not gonna start Stanley Cup games at 10 o'clock at night. Not a Stanley Cup final game. Remember, that's like
Oh, it's prime time, so it'll probably be like around
prime,
7.
it's prime time. So
Yeah, so it would be like 4 o'clock. You're right.
6 o'clock,
Ugh.
5 o'clock puck drops over there. I want interesting. Maybe we'll get like 9 o'clock puck drops.
Probably 9 o'clock.
So
All right, so
they don't have anything to do but watch hockey anyway.
So hockey, obviously the best playoffs so far, very competitive. We just talked about it, but when it comes to us, there's only one team that we care about and that we're gonna bet on, and it is the Florida Panthers. That's the safest money. Enjoy it.
Hammer them. I have
Hammer them
been
hard.
again. I'm still betting every series, but by this point, everybody knows what teams we're betting because
We talk about them to at length.
Well, just let's remind the listener, for anyone that's maybe listening for the first time, what we've been doing for the playoffs is we've basically done the strategy where we pick one team and we bet them. That's just the team we bet every game, win or lose. The theory is if you bet the right team, you'll win. If it goes 7 games, you'll win 4 out of 3 bets.
At least if you bet the right team, you won at least 4 times, right?
Exactly.
So that's the whole theory. All right, let's jump into. I don't have anything else to say about hockey. Do you?
No. Go Cats.
All right, let's jump into the NBA, dude. Let's just real quick go into the NBA. I have been digging the NBA so much. I love all the series except for
how do you been doing with your bets
for the NBA.
Yeah,
it's a tricky question because I've done really well with my money line bets and really bad with my prop bets. So I'm probably about even on on the NBA.
Same, man. I can't get props in the even though I gave up on props and I just started betting like Shane Gillis over on points and Luke
I feel like I'm always like 1 or 2
give me
off.
fastballs down the middle.
Yeah, I'm always like off 1 or 2 on my prop bets. It's real super annoying. The only thing that's been working for me is same Shane Gilgis and overs. That's the key right there. So we got Celtics Cavs. In my opinion, the worst series of the NBA.
Agreed.
Cavs are up 3 or Celtics are up 3-1. Cavs just look completely defeated. I don't even know if it's worth talking about it. The Cavs are hurt. Celtics are just playing better than they are. Like there's no.
Honestly, I haven't even watched a Celtic. I bet them all. I bet the Celtics side on all of them.
Yeah,
but I haven't even watched
super boring series.
A single Celtics Cavs game.
Cavs are hurt. You could tell that they're hurt. It's just not a fun series to watch. Celtics should finish that off probably tomorrow. And then they'll be playing the next team that we'll talk about, which is the Pacers and Knicks, which is everything that the Celtics Cavs is not. This is a highly competitive series, super interesting. I've been high on the Knicks this entire time, right? Like you've heard me talking about it. Jalen Brunson is a beast. I like the Knicks. What I'm starting to see, Hav, is that Jalen Brunson has a lot of shots and a lot of minutes played. And I think the Pacers are finally breaking him down in the sense that, like, okay, let him play his game and no one else is going to touch the ball. And now, you're in a situation where it's 2-2, highly competitive. Is Rick Carlisle going to let you win 2 more? I don't know, man. The Knicks, I still like the Knicks.
Yeah, this has been, I thought that the Knicks were going to take this. I thought that they were going to take at least one of the last 2 games, and then this would be done in 6 games. I think this might go 7, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is
I think that is going to turn into more of a battle than we thought, even when it's just a competitive series. I think the Knicks will eventually win. That's just my lean on this series. I hate it because I hate the Knicks, heat Homer. But I guess I have to give them respect where respect is due. They're a good team, man. They're a good team. I don't think the Pacers can pull this off the next year. But Man, the last two games. The thing is, it's been so competitive that every game has been like very close. It's like these fourth quarters where it's like it always feels like the fourth quarter. It's always at least a 7 point game, and then there's
Yeah.
2 minutes left, and it's a close game, and like
Yeah.
boom, they catch up. Like this hasn't been like the other series where going to the fourth quarter, all the other series
They're up
where
by
we've
20
seen
or something. Yeah.
20 points or 12 points or
Every game is close.
This has been a battle.
I think the issue here too is that Knicks lost. How do you say this guy's name? OG Anunoby. They lost him pretty much for the series. Jalen Brunson, he says he's not hurt, but he kind of looks hurt.
He's got to be hurt, man. He looks hurt.
He looks hurt.
He's not passing the eye test.
Yeah, exactly. There's something off with him. And
if you've been watching, well, the other thing is if you've been watching the basketball, the playoffs, like
you could tell
from round one, like you could tell it's just a different play. I don't know if it's. And I don't want to say, maybe he's just getting tired or something. Like, no, man, this dude's playing hurt.
No, he looks hurt. He does look hurt. So that's the other thing and the Pacers look super on the other side. They look super healthy. Halliburton is playing really well. Man,
it's stud, man, huh? How
he's
good
a
is
stud. He's fucking really good.
Really good.
So I think it's going to be super competitive. I agree. I think it's going to go to game 7 and then we'll see, man. If it's a healthy Knicks, I give it to the Knicks. If Anunoby can't come in and Brunson is actually hurt, then I'm going to have to lean towards the Pacers. I know that's like a wishy-washy answer because I've been high on the Knicks this whole time, but the Knicks hurt. I also said that the Knicks need to stay healthy because before it was Jalen Brunson and Julian Randle, and then Julian Randle went down and they started playing a little bit better without him. But now without Jalen Brunson and without Anunoby, it's going to be really tough. So let's jump into the West.
This is where the fun is in the NBA.
So let's talk.
I feel like this has been where everyone's been watching. And
buddy, I don't know what to
say. Compared to the West,
the
East has been trash this year. Like
it
the
is
playoffs,
trash.
like the series. Yes, we know that the West is the better side, but man, I thought we would at least get some better series out of the East. I just feel like
OKC, Shane Gilgeous, fucking beast. Luka, Kyrie, I think both are hurt. I don't know if Kyrie's hurt. I think Kyrie's just playing shitty.
I don't think Kyrie's hurt.
He just played shitty.
I just think he didn't play that great. I think Luka's definitely hurt.
I think Luka's for sure hurt.
But I watched the game yesterday, and to me, a couple things. One, Shane Gilgeous, I hadn't seen him that much throughout the year.
Oh, dude, I told you.
Just because I don't watch that much. Okay, like I don't watch that
West
much
Coast,
Thunder basketball. I don't watch that much West Coast. But my God,
dude's a freak. He's a freak of nature. When he wants to shoot, oh my God, yeah, it's beautiful thing to watch. He's so much fun.
I knew obviously I knew like the hype was real. He was almost MVP. Maybe should have won MVP. But
yeah, he should have. They were the number one team in the West, and he was the highest scorer. Like, why not give it to him? But here we are.
Yeah, it doesn't matter either way. Like, very impressed with him. I think he is the truth. He is one of the next stars. Watch out. Hopefully, Thunder can keep him there. The other thing,
I don't think they're going to want to.
Last night's game, even though the Mavs lost, even though the Thunder won, and Kyrie looked bad, the Mavs lost that game because of the free throw shooting.
Yeah, it was awful. It was absolutely.
They were like 10 for 20 something. Like
it was. It looked like a international basketball game, like an international college basketball game worth of free throw shooting.
I want to know what they ended up with at the line. Mavericks were free throws 12 for 23.
Yeah, dude, almost 50%.
They shot 52. They shot 52% from the line.
That's really bad.
And they lost by 4. They lost by 4. So
it's one of those games where OKC literally has one player that's scoring for everybody.
So I know my point in saying that is that I know that you had picked the Thunder side on this.
I did.
And sure, they're fun, but I think this is still Dallas' series to lose. I think they should be up 3-1. They gave this game away last night. It could come back to haunt them.
Yeah.
I think it could, because this could, now it's 2-2. And now
OKC has home court advantage, dude.
Now, yeah, exactly. Now you lost home court advantage. Like we said, Luka could be hurt.
Luka doesn't look good. I don't know if he's going to last.
You really wanted to finish. Exactly. You really wanted to, you could have taken the game before, when Luka was playing hurt but still dropped 30 something. I think he was 35, over 35.
I
I
think
think
it
he
was
was like 36.
35.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know I bet 30 over 35 and he hit it. So I think it might have been
Nice.
36. 36, 36 points. Either way, phenomenal game on a knee and a half. But then this week you could have stolen another one if you just make free. And even Luka himself was missing free throws.
Oh, dude, no, and Kyrie
He
had
missed
like,
two. He missed two at the end of the game. They were super important. It
dude,
would have
Kyrie
tied the
had like,
game. They would have tied the
he
game with like 30 seconds left, and he went and he missed one of them.
must have shot like 12 times and only a few went in. It was a bad day for shooting for the Mavs. But you're right,
Yeah.
it's going to be super tight. OKC is not as deep as they used to be. So again, super young team, has a lot of, but they're winning. They win, and Shane Gilgeous is the man, dude.
Yeah.
So I like
figuring it out.
OKC. I still like OKC in the series. I know that's not like 100%, but I do like them in the series. I do think this goes to 7.
Yeah.
I think they win. I think they win Game 7 at OKC.
Yeah, I can see that.
So then let's do. Okay, so now let's do Minnesota. Denver.
Best series.
Holy
of the playoffs
moly!
so
It's
far,
been
in my
super
opinion.
surprising. Denver went down 2-0, and then they come back and win 2 at
Two
Minnesota.
games on two at Minnesota. Like
So
this
2
whole
on the
series,
road.
and it's been exciting because it's just been asked backwards.
I don't know who the hell is going to win this thing, dude. Anthony Edwards looks like he's just unstoppable. On the Denver side, okay, we should talk about this. I thought Jamal Murray was going to get suspended at least a game, maybe 2, for what he did when he threw that heat pack on the court. I think if this was during the season, he would have absolutely been suspended. And then in my head, I was like, "Oh, Denver's done.
I can't believe that just happened. Like he could just throw a heat pack on the court and like
No
nothing
repercussions." So
None at
in
all.
my eyes, I was like, "Oh, Denver's done for." Like, there's no chance that they're
maybe
gonna win
not even a
without.
suspension, but did they even fine him?
I don't think anything happened. I think they're just like pushing it, which is like I
don't
get
even
it.
know
I
what
get that
happened.
they
Like, it
do
was
that
just like
sometimes.
maybe I didn't. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to all the news because
Yeah, I really don't know the
wasn't.
details. I do think it's super interesting that what's his name, Adam Silver didn't didn't suspend him. I wonder if he did it because he knew like Denver wouldn't have a chance if he was out.
Yeah, I mean,
But
we all know Adam Silver's all about. He just wants his 7 games.
he just wants 7
Give that-
games, dude. He wants those
give that
TV
man
contracts.
7. Yeah.
This series though has been so much fun. Joker is an absolute beast.
I don't know. So I was trying to think like earlier when I was thinking about for the prepping for the pod today. I was like, man, like that series. I don't know how this
It's
is
not
gonna
a safe
go.
bet
And
anywhere.
and
Yeah.
I'm starting to think like I was like, okay, so for a team that was so dominant, what's changed? And I think we've seen Edwards is going to go out there and do his thing. All right. Like
Yeah.
at this point, Nuggets aren't stopping him.
I think the
You're
key
just
for
not.
Minnesota's Cat.
And that's where I was going. I said, I think this team is going to go as far as Cat takes them.
Yeah, I think
Which
Cat.
is,
We
I
could.
don't know.
We
I don't know
saw.
how good you feel about that. If you're a
No, I
Minnesota.
don't. I saw the last game, and Cat just looked like
Didn't
he
look
wasn't
good
there, man. He
last
didn't
game.
look good.
He wasn't good offensively. He had a great game the game before,
Yes, exactly.
but of course, it was the game that Anthony Edwards didn't play very well.
Right.
So it's going to be one of those things where they're going to have to figure it out how for both of them to get out there. They got to go back to what they were doing those first 2 games.
Yeah, I think Cat and Gobert did a
find
good
some of that
job.
magic.
I think Cat and Gobert did a pretty good job against Joker the first few games. Like minimize his role, minimize the assist, and got him playing a slower game. But you could tell, man, Joker is MVP for a reason. When he wants to win a game, we talked about it a little bit when we used to talk about like the Heat and how there's players out there that could just win a game on their own.
Yeah.
Joker's one of those guys, and he really put the Nuggets on his back, and he started scoring and he started making plays that were hard to go against. So in this series, man, it's like one of those series where I used to say Denver. It's hard to beat Denver in 7 games. Hard to beat Denver in 7 games, but right now it's like hard to beat Minnesota in 7 games, right? Like Ant's so nasty, dude. He's so good. And then if Cat just plays a little bit better than he did last game, I think Minnesota takes it. But I'm high on Minnesota. I like Anthony Edwards a lot. I do still think that Denver, they're the better team. So I'm still going to give it a Denver in 7.
Yeah, I saw, to touch on one of your points that you were just talking about. I know that Rudy Gobert came out and was talking about, I saw him saying in an interview how, because Aaron Gordon had popped off
Yeah,
one of those games for
he's
like
super well.
12, he was like 12 or 13 and stuff. And he was like, look, if they're going to beat us with Aaron Gordon playing like Kobe Bryant, then like, he's like, so be it. You know what I mean? But like, we're going to focus on Joker. Like, we're going
Right.
to focus on the MVP. That's where we've had success. And then you've seen that. You've seen the role players for Denver turn it up, which has been their formula throughout this run that they've been on. You have Murray and Joker. Those are the focal points. But then you have all these guys that play so well around them.
Right.
You know, we saw last year in the finals, Aaron Gordon tore the Lakers up.
Yeah.
You know, I remember watching those games. They couldn't handle both bigs. Minnesota is, I think they're built to be able to slow that down. I think that they'll make a couple adjustments. They'll keep letting, that defensive system play out. Let, Aaron Gordon be the guy that beats you. If he's the guy that beats you, then like, I guess so be it. But slippery slope, he beat them against the Lakers. He beat the Lakers last year.
That's the thing, dude. When he gets hot, he gets hot.
When he's hot,
and the Lakers aren't. The Lakers aren't.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not Denver,
the
dude.
Timberwolves.
No, I'm saying the Lakers aren't the Denver. Like, dude, Denver's nasty.
No, I'm saying the Lakers aren't the Timberwolves, where they have the two big men that can play against Denver. That's what I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think this series goes 7. And
are you willing to put someone behind it?
I don't know who to pick though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's so much
7.
fun. I
don't know who's gonna pick. So
bet the overs. Just bet the overs. Total points overs.
Yeah, take the over. If you want me to pick a side, I'll pick Timberwolves just because I want to root for Anthony Edwards.
Dude, I love watching him play. He's so much fun to watch.
But
he's so much fun to watch, buddy. I say NBA. We're nice and set up. Let's get into it. Major week. We're jumping in.
The big topic of the week.
The big topic of the week, baby. The PGA champion. Is it the PGA Championship? Yeah, the PGA Championship.
It is the PGA Championship. Come on, Papa. How do you not know that?
It's just such a bad. It's one of those where it's a bad name. It's a bad name. They need to change it.
That's why it's the 4th major.
Yeah,
exactly. If you had to rank, all right. Well, look, like not throw shade on majors. On the majors of golf, but if you had to rank them 1 through 4,
this is 4.
PGA is always going to be. I feel like PGA is always 4 on your list.
It's the lack of history. We talked about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of history in it too, but look. You have the Masters. It's the granddaddy of them all. It's
El Padrino.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not touching the Masters.
The Open,
the U.S. Open, and the British Open, they're the biggest tournaments for countries. It's like the United States Championship and the European Championship.
Yeah, and it's always nice when like an American player wins the U.S. one and a British one was.
And we call it the British Open, but it's not really the British Open anymore.
It's the Open.
Just call it it's the Open because it's the Euros. Like you have like the Euros in soccer and whatever. We don't have one in here in the U.S. Whatever, Copa America or whatever it is.
Yeah,
like that.
It's called.
These are in tennis. So you have the country's Open Championship.
Yeah, it's a sense of pride.
It has that. Then you have the PGA Championship, where it doesn't matter. It is a major championship. And it doesn't matter. You say it's funny because you say there's no it doesn't lack tradition. I feel like the tradition of it being a major is the only thing it has. And what else other than that? It's just a regular golf tournament.
Yeah,
what the PGA Championship has is that it's been traditionally the 4th major for however many years now.
So the field's super loaded. A lot of good guys are playing. Big storylines. We've got live guys. We've got Brooks. We've got John Rahm. We've got Neiman. Who else? Cam Smith is there from live.
So let's talk about what are the biggest storylines. What I like, in my opinion, I think the biggest storyline of the week are this week. It feels like we have a big 3. Like everyone's talking about
Scottie, Rory, Brooks.
Scottie, Rory, Brooks. Each one of them has won the last time they played. We know what Scottie's been doing. He's won like last 4 times he's played.
If there's one bet you're making, it's Scottie Scheffler.
I already told everyone I had that bet. Now, What's happened is, and I don't know I know I told it to you privately, but I don't know if I said it on last week's pod or not. But what's happened here is Scottie has now had the baby. even though technically he hasn't come out and said it. But we all know Scottie's had the baby, and he's on site already, right? So everyone's like, oh, now Scottie, maybe he had the baby, he's tired, the huge change in your life and all of that. So now everyone's maybe saying, oh, there's a chance. Maybe this isn't just Scottie. People are trying to build something.
Change the lines then. Change the freaking line.
That's what I would say, right? Come on. Then you have Brooks,
Rory, who
Mr. Major Killer. No, we'll get the Rory's the last one.
Oh, okay, so Brooks.
That's the big one now. So Brooks would be the next one because he's been the major killer. He's been Mr. Major.
How did he play in the Masters, though? He played shitty in the Masters?
He didn't do well in the Masters. He admitted that he was off. But since then, like all of a sudden you saw him. He's coming to form. Everyone knows this is, PGA, US Open, these months. For whatever reason, that's when he peaks.
Yeah.
We've seen it in the past. That's why he wins these tournaments. And look, he won recently in Singapore.
Right.
At Live. And he won convincingly. So everyone's hyped. Here comes Brooks again. He's in form. He's the major killer. This golf course is built like it was like custom built for a player like him.
Right.
Also built for someone like Scottie. Also built like this is a ball strikers, bombers arena. And then so you have him, you have Scottie, and then you have Rory.
Who's the story?
Happens every single major, one way or another. It never failed. And I told it to you. Remember when I said it earlier? I was texting you, and I said, you're going to see if Rory wins at Quail Hollow, the slob job that the media is about to give him the week of this major is going to be.
It's Rory's to lose. It's Rory's to lose.
It is Tuesday. I have consumed very little PGA content yet. Today's the day when I'll start hitting it hard. And boy, oh boy, you can already see the Rory
it is
hype
everywhere, man.
His odds have plummeted down. Yeah. You saw Rory. You have Rory coming off another win at Quail Hollow, where he always fourth win there. He loves that place.
Yeah,
playing well. His last major was Valhalla, PGA Championship 2014. If I'm not mistaken, I know he won for sure the week before, and I'm pretty sure it was at Quail Hollow again. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing all over again.
So we're not betting Rory.
10 years later. So the hype train that is on Rory right now that you're going to see for the next 3 days is going to be massive. His odds already plummeted. Everybody's loving Rory right now. And breaking news today.
Oh.
Rory McIlroy has filed for divorce with his wife.
Oh, no.
It was released in the media today.
Oh,
so
no.
Now everyone's talking about single Rory is back. Like
he's gonna be locked in on the range, just killing it.
That isn't like being single, not being involved in all the live player drama anymore, being on the board, the player committee or whatever.
The PGA committee, whatever it is.
Yeah, the players committee that apparently he's not on now, that he's like being frozen out or whatever, which I don't know how true is. You're seeing all that, plus a divorce now, and he's playing well. This is turning into like, what a better reason just to like for Rory to just say F you to everyone. I'm just gonna go out and golf and dominate. So, like I said, the hype train is like we're gearing up a Rory Fest week. That being said, you will not see me place a single dollar on Rory McIlroy.
Just because he's Rory McIlroy. Just because he's Rory McIlroy.
One, because he's Rory McIlroy, and two, because I have seen this dog and pony show before, man.
But he's
setting up.
Before we keep going,
what happened?
I gotta talk to you about something.
What happened?
We talked about it last pod. No, not what you did. It's that I didn't listen to you. Oh. I bet Xander.
I knew it. I forgot we didn't touch on that. I told you.
I bet Xander, and I was so high on him for the first 3 days.
When you texted me, hey, I just slammed Xander. It's his week.
He's like, God, I'll see you choke on Sunday.
I know. My response was, enjoy your second place finish.
Yes, dude. How awful is that, dude?
It never fails, man. It never fails.
God damn. All right, so let's go through. Let's do what we always do. Let's go through my list. You could either shit on him or like you tell me. Obviously, those top three guys are all favorites to win. I like all three of those to win. I'm going to talk more top five guys. Okay?
Okay. Give me a few.
I'm going to say Jon Rahm. I think this is his type of course. He's playing with PGA guys. He likes to play against PGA guys. I know he's been playing against Liv. He hasn't really come up to par, but we're talking about when he's hot, he's the second best player in the PGA. I see him as a top 5 player.
So I'm never gonna bet against John Rahm. I think this course is also set up great for him. So the thing with Valhalla is this is for some reason people shit on Valhalla like, oh, it's not that great of a major venue. The course is whatever. But if you look back, they've had other events, but 3 major events. Excuse me. 3 major golf events. You had the 2000 PGA, which gave you one of the most iconic Tiger Woods moments with the putt pointing in the Bob May battle. Growing to this day, I still remember like that entire Sunday vividly watching it as a little kid. Very iconic. Gave us a very iconic PGA Championship with Tiger and a great Tiger moment. Then fast forward 2008 Ryder Cup. Next time we saw the Valhalla venue. That was
phenomenal.
Famous Ryder Cup, the AK, the original Captain America. Anthony came out storming. US won. It was an amazing Ryder Cup. Awesome venue for that too. So provided just great theater. Fast forward again. When's the next time we saw it? 2014. We all know what happened there. We had another great major. Rory won that major in the dark. Famously, that they finished the last hole with.
It's rush through the hole.
Yeah, they had to basically play the last hole like in pitch black. It was wild. But again, so regardless of what you feel about this golf course, this course sets up for amazing theater, amazing tournament. And we've seen every single time that we've had a big venue here, it's been stars at the top, stars winning, very entertaining. So, and it's a course that fits a certain style of play. Bombing off the tee, good iron play, like we said, ball striker.
John Rahm, dude, that's what I'm saying. Top 5.
So to wrap it all up, I'm not going to bet against John Rahm on this course. The only reason why I'm not huge on John Rahm for this tournament is because I have a huge play here for John Rahm. I'm going to go out and say I think John Rahm we're setting up for a John Rahm U.S. Open at Pinehurst.
Oh.
I'm saying it from now. He's going to be.
That's going to be your guy.
I just think that course is tough. The irons, the short game, you need the touch, the imagination. I think we're getting ready for a John Rahm at Pinehurst moment. But if he decides that he wants to do it here, I'm not saying he's not. I still think I'm just going by form. The three guys.
Has he won the PGA?
He has not.
Right. So this would be add this one to the.
He has a U.S. Open. He has a U.S. Open and a Masters.
All right, so add this one to the list, dude. He needs to get the career 4. All right, so my last top 5 pick is Ludwig Aberg.
Just 2? You gave me Rahm and not just Ludwig?
Well, I'm saying those Scottie, Rory, Brooks.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Scottie,
and
Rory,
then
Brooks.
Rahm,
and then Ludwig. So Ludwig, I like. The only thing that I liked him 2 weeks ago, but what happened is the injury. He's had this knee thing,
but I thought he said it was minor.
He said it was minor, which it could be, but I saw him. There was videos of him playing the practice round. Apparently, played super well, hit some great shots. But they showed multiple clips of him. I saw this on Twitter or X, grabbing his knee after shots, like rubbing his knee, like messing with his knee, like it's clearly bothering.
Gotcha.
That being said, he is 20 years old.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
At that age, you're made out of rubber. Your bounce back is like this. He's taken 2 weeks off. So if it truly was minor, he could be fine. It could be nothing that's going to affect his play. It could just be bothering him because maybe he was wearing a knee brace under the pants. I don't know. You know, like who knows? Maybe they do it at icy hot and it was hurting him, or maybe it's just a little sore. Sure. But if he's healthy, all systems go. I saw a bet on the book that I liked a lot. That was best finisher, like first time player, like best finisher. And
love that.
Ludwig was it, and he was obviously best odds, but he was still at plus money.
Yeah,
plus 170, something like that. I was like, man, that's a great bet. If he wasn't hurt, you probably wouldn't have it at plus money, but I'm probably gonna hammer that one. That's
all right, ready? I get the rest are top 10 guys.
Okay,
I'm just gonna list them. Colin Morikawa.
Okay.
Cam Smith.
Okay.
Neiman.
Okay.
JT.
Okay.
And Max Homa.
Okay. I like 2. Well, so it was
Colin Morikawa, Max Homa.
Max Homa, Neiman, and JT
JT, and what was my other one? Cam Smith.
and Cam Smith. Okay. So out of those guys, I'll give you the three that I like the most. I like Joaquin Neiman.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he shows up and plays his A game, I think that he can make a run. The other two guys that I would put up there would be Max Homa, just because I think we have the formula now. I think he found the formula that he's been looking for the major championships at the Masters. So I think he's fired up. I think he's moved on to the stage of his career where he's going to basically focus on majors and gearing up towards majors, and like his whole career
Yeah.
is going to revolve around majors now. I think he's won the big tournaments that aren't majors, and like that kind of player now, his whole focus is getting that first major. That's what's going to validate his career at this point. So I like him to make some noise again. And then the third one, I'll just go purely because hometown guy, JT, Louisville guy, grew up there. He's going back home. He talked about how he loves going back home and playing there. We saw he won the PGA in Louisville already once. What was the one? I forgot the venue. It was brain fart. Can't remember the name. It was the first one, I think. So I don't know. He's hitting the ball better. I don't know if his putter is going to show up or not. That's just a guy. That's more of just finding a spark because you're home. You find it. You go crazy.
Guess who I'm not putting money on?
Rory.
No, Jordan Spieth. Never, ever,
Not
ever
putting
again.
money on him. So here's the thing I will say about these guys and this tournament this week. I think that this week and is a new take that I've been going with, that I'm testing out this theory for this year in the majors with the new landscape of golf, how we only get the best players in the world 4 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the golf, like the majors that we're going to get now, the golfers that we're going to see at the top it's going to be a big name fishing every week. When we go to these major championships. If you look back, and I know obviously because of you have the elevated events and less good players and there's smaller fields, but if you look at every elevated event this year, it's been a big name player. When all the big players have shown up, a big name
players
has
show
won.
up.
We've had a lot of like obscure winners this year, but they've been fields where none of the top guys are going. Every elevated event has been like a big name, not like a top 20 guy.
Yeah.
Like
Not like a Patrick Cantley or
Scottie, Rory, like these are the names that are winning. You know what I mean? These are big boys.
names.
So I think this tournament, these other names are not, they're fun, but I also think that Scottie's kind of changed the standard, the levels here now. And like we're talking about these guys, like for example, you were saying like Justin Thomas. Sure, he could win, but I think right now I don't like him because I don't think he has like the level is you got to go be Scottie. If Scottie's on his A game, that's who you got to beat.
Yeah.
So
well, that's why I was saying in top 10.
Every time you say someone, I'm just thinking, can he win? Can he beat Scottie?
No.
If Scottie's playing good, I think there's a handful of guys that maybe have a chance this week.
Rory, John, Brooks.
Rory, John, Rahm, Brooks, guys like that. If Scottie's playing his A game, and even then, I don't know. I don't know if they can.
Yeah.
I still think
so
at the end of the day, I still think,
and he's so consistent. It's so beautiful to watch him play. It's great.
So, despite everything we're saying with everyone else, I still think this is
Scottie.
This is still Scottie's to lose. My 2 big bets this tournament are I have a big bet on Scottie, and it's not a big bet, but I got it at great odds. I bet Brooks plus 2,000 when he was contending in Singapore.
You're not going to put any money on Rory then. You're going to double
not
down.
Putting a dollar on Rory. I like your top 5 picks. I'm gonna sprinkle a little there your top 10 picks, but I'm moving top 5. Max Homa, I'll bet him top 5, maybe top 10. JT also just because top 10 for hometown's sake.
Awesome, buddy.
But that's it. I think it's gonna be a big name.
I love it. I love this PGA. I'm super hyped for it. Very excited. Like you're saying, a lot of storylines. A lot of good players are going to come out. It's a fun venue. I'm expecting a lot of good things. And yeah, again, it's Scottie's to lose. Bet Scottie all the way through.
Is that your favorite bet? What's your favorite bet of the week?
Scottie to win. Oh, of the week? Of all sports?
We just talked about a major, and we haven't even said his name yet. Tiger Woods.
Is he playing?
Of course he's playing.
Tiger Woods is going to play the PGA? I did not know that.
Not only is Tiger Woods going to play the PGA, but rumor is he shot 62 in his first practice round.
Oh, yeah. No, Tiger Woods to win. Sorry, I didn't know. I didn't even realize Tiger Woods.
I did place a bet this morning. I looked and they had Tiger to make the cut. Yes or no? Yes was at plus money.
Oh, I'm taking that. That's my favorite bet right there. Tiger to take.
Plus 140.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm gonna check that right now.
I took that. I don't think it'll be like that for the rest of the week. I think it will change, but I don't think he's gonna win or anything.
No, I don't think he'll.
I'll never put it past him. But obviously, or even contend. But if again, Tiger is always going to be the same story with him. If he can find some magic and some stamina.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Tiger Woods has it in him. I think he just looked a little bit tired at the end of the Masters, so it's hard to bet him to like finish a tournament because he just looked so tired those last 2 days. He looked defeated. But I do have to wrap up. I actually have a doctor's appointment now.
Yep.
So I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you guys follow us, like us. Thank you, Javi. You're the man.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Cats in 5. Drown them in 5, baby.
Drown them in 5s.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Later.
You've been listening to First Step. We told you we don't take this too seriously, didn't we? I'd say we've proven that. Yes, we love sports, and we love sports betting. But we like the funner side, not the stuffy side. We hope you had a blast like we did. If so, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on Instagram and TikTok at First Step Bets. See you next time on First Step.